Right, today we've got something special. We've got a modern classic. It's the Necrons versus Ultramarines, led by Captain Sicarius. So there's some definite history between these two forces, bitter enemies. And not only that, we're going to be using the new Necron rules. It's been on the internet, so we're going to have a look at it. So normally we'd wait for the Necron Codex, but it's just too appetizing. Been waiting to use the Necrons for a long time. They've been slumbering in their tombs, and I'm raring to go here. So we'll play this new rule. So apparently it's the beta rules, but they look pretty solid to me. So let's get into it. We're playing Eternal War Mission. It's the very first one. It's retrieval, and there's 4 objectives on the board. We've gone for the spearhead deployment that we've rolled up. So it's like Hammer and Anvil, but it's more of the pointed version of that. So the Necrons, of course, on this side, Ultramarines on the other. So we've got one objective here. Got another objective tucked away behind that ghost arc just there, and on this side we've got another objective just under this ghost arc, and then there's one on the corner where all the Ultramarines vehicles are. So there's 4 objectives that each worth 3 points each at the end of the game, and all of the secondary objective points are up for grabs. Things like Linebreaker, First Blood, and Slay the Warlord. Okay, we've got 2,000 points of Necrons, so we're going to use the new Codex, or what seems to be the new Codex. It's been put up on the internet somewhat. It is apparently a beta version, but it looks pretty solid to me. So we're going to use that in advance of the Codex, see what is going on here. So we're using a battalion detachment, and we've got 6 command points, just something basic to start out with. And for the new Codex that isn't even out yet, I've written down a couple of the stratagems that have been leaked. So we're going to use a couple of them in the game, see how they work out. And so the Warlord is going to be the Overlord. We're going to use one of the Warlord traits from the book, and it's going to be Immortal Pride. So he's going to be able to, if you're within 6 of them, you automatically pass morale checks, and he's going to be able to deny the witch like a Psyker as well. And he's got a relic from the book as well. It's going to be the Void Reaper. It's like a big nasty scythe. It's strength 7, it's AP -4, and it's a flat 3 damage, so it's a very, very deadly weapon. And it wounds on a 2, just automatically wounds on a 2, unless it's against a vehicle. So that's where that strength 7 will come in if he's trying to chop up a rhino or something. He's got a Resurrection Orb. He's got his second in command here is the Lord. He's got a Resurrection Orb, and he's got a Staff of Light. And he has changed as well from the index. So he used to give you a reroll of morale, but now he's much like a Space Marine Lieutenant. Within 6 of them, any unit can reroll to wound rolls of 1. So he's changed now, so that's going to be pretty good, I think. And for troops, we've got a lot of troops. We've got 20 warriors here. We've got 2 10-man warrior squads there, and then we've got 3 5-man immortal squads with the blasters. So they're pretty good as well. Elites, we've got the Nightbringer. So he's a Satan. He's going to use the Antimatter Meteor power of Satan. It has slightly changed. It's almost the same as the index, but it's got an extra kick if you roll a 6. So hopefully we'll see some 6s in the game. We've got Triarch Stalker. That's got the Heat Ray. We've got 2 Ghost Arcs. They're ready for the 10-man squads. And then we've got 2 of the Annihilation Barges, and they're kitted out with Tesla on top, Tesla underneath. So lots of shots there. So we're going to choose to use the Mephrit Dynasty codes. It means that if you're within half range with any weapon, then you get a +1 bonus to your AP. So even the Tesla that don't have an AP, if they get within 12, they're going to be AP -1, so that could be pretty good. And of course, already the AP -1 small arms fire gets even more potent, so that'll be something to see. So everyone gets that, except the Triarch Stalker, because he's a different kettle of fish. That rule does not apply to him, any codes, because he's his own thing. And of course, the Nightbringer, he's his own thing as well. So all other things with the Dynasty keyword, they're going to be changed to Mephrit. That'll give you that little trait.
Right, so we have 2,000 points of Ultramarines, led by Captain Sicarius, of course, here. And he's got 2 Honor Guard. And then there's the chapter banner, the Emperor Ascendant. Some Apothecary in there, and the chapter champion. And we have Cassius, he wants a piece of the action as well. And we've got 5 veterans to accompany him. These will be riding in the rhinos there. The Razorbacks with the heavy bolters. And at the back we've got 3 units of tactical marines. They're riding in the rhinos. Sergeants have got power weapon, power sword, and just a bolt gun. All the guys have got bolt guns. And we have 2 more characters here. We've got a lieutenant with a power fist and a grav gun, and Chief Librarian Tigerius. And then we have a squad of Terminators, and there's a Cyclone missile launcher in there. And over here we have a heavy slot there. It's a Hunter. It's an anti-aircraft missile.
Okay, so the layout for the Ultramarines, there's 8 command points on show here. So 3 for Battleforge, 3 for being a battalion, and then 2, there's 1 each for 2 Vanguard detachments, because there's 4 characters and 6 elite choices here. So both forces have deployed, of course, so we've got the Necrons on this side, so got a big unit of 20 warriors here. There's a 5-man Immortal squad looking after them as well. The Overlord is in the centre of them. Ghost Ark, that's got 10 warriors on board. We've got a Lord just over there in amongst it, and then we've got the Annihilation barge there. The other one close enough behind the service vehicles, I suppose. We've got the Immortals on high. We've got the Triarch Stalker, and then there's the other Ghost Ark with the 10 warriors in, and then the final 5 Immortals on that side. Here for the Ultramarines, they've got the 2 characters up front. There's the Lieutenant and Tigerius. In the Rhinos, of course, are the Ultramarine Tacticals. The Haven Combat Squad, they're going to stay as 10-man units. In this Razorback, this is the Command Razorback. This has got Sicarius in, and the Honor Guard and Banner and Champion. And in the other Razorback is Cassius and the Company Veterans. And then finally, right in the corner of the board here is the Hunter. So the Ultramarines, being able to took all of the forces away in the vehicles, and the Terminators are up in the sky in Deep Strike, they were able to set up first. So they're going to get a crucial +1 to the dice roll to see if we go first. Okay, so it's time for the big roll off. Who goes first? Ultramarines will get a +1 to this dice roll. Oh, well.
Do you roll?
Oh no, I've got a 6 as well. So the Ultramarines will go first because they've got a +1 to that dice roll, so there's no way we're beating that anyway. We should have used that 6 to steal the initiative. That's what we should have done. So we're going to try and roll another 6 here. Come on. No, it's the other end of this dice. So Ultramarines will go first. Okay, Ultramarines turn 1. Get a rush of blood to the head, and they've all piled out the rhinos straight towards the Necron lines. Everyone's out, so they've got the tactical squad out of a rhino. There's another tactical squad. Tigerius ran up in between them all. Even the Honor Guard and Co are in amongst them. Even Sicarius has got out, making his presence felt. And then the rhinos have just stayed still. Terminator squad arrived right here on the flanks of the Necron, so around the corner there is some Immortals, but they have got some shots on the Necron lines there. So there they are, Cyclone missile launcher amongst them, so got some deadly firepower, and there's an objective just under that Ghost Ark, so they're not too far out of the fight, hitting the flanks of the Necrons. So there we are for the Ultramarines, big firing line there, lots of bolt guns, even the standard is amongst them. That could make a big impression this game. It might, I don't know. Yeah, I've been told these are in a Roman wedge formation. Ultramarines are doing that, but like most things in 40k, history through time gets twisted, and they've actually deployed it backwards, so they haven't done the history well enough. So it's a Roman wedge but backwards. Right, the Ultramarines are going to open up the battle with the Psychic Phase, so they're going to try and smite from Tigerius onto the Triarch Stalker. So let's see what he's got. Oh, it's a big 10. Right, so at least it wasn't 11. But what we can do, with our Warlord trait from the Necron Overlord, he can deny the witch as if he was a Psyker, so we're going to try and employ that. He needs an 11 to stop that, and he does it! Wow. Cool. Tigerius, he's going to try Psychic Scourge now onto the Triarch Stalker, so it needs a 6 to come off. It does come off. Can't. I think we'd only deny the witch once there, so that comes off. So it's leadership 10 versus leadership 10. So it's a straight roll off. If Tigerius equals it to mortal wound, if he beats the dice roll, then it is D3 mortal wound, so it's a straight roll off. Triarch gets 2. Alright, so it's D3 mortal wounds coming his way. How many we're looking at? It's the full 3. Right, Triarch Stalker. It has 10 wounds on its profile, it's down to 7 now. Shooting phase for the Ultramarines. The Hunter right in the backfield is going to shoot Sky Spear missile at this Ghost Ark. So what we're going to do before he rolls to hit, we're going to play one of the new stratagems. It's Quantum Deflection. Costs a command point, so down to 5 now. It gives me a -1 to my dice roll when it comes to doing the quantum field thing, mabob. So he needs to hit first. So 1 or 2, he'll miss.
I thought hit on it too.
Gets a hit, no need for a reroll. So right now it's strength 9 against toughness 6, so need a 3. Gets it. Right, what's its AP? -3?
Yeah.
Alright, this only saves on a 4, so it goes straight through the armour. So now it is damage. This is where the stratagem might come into play. So damage, it's D6. Gets a 5. Right, so quantum shielding, if I can roll lower than this, then all damage is blocked. Okay, so I didn't need that stratagem, but with that stratagem in play, that would have went down to a 2. So we've given ourselves every chance to survive that, and we have. So because we rolled lower than it, quantum shielding means there's no damage on that Ghost Ark. Right, the Terminators are next up to fire. The Ultramarines used a stratagem for them, Scions of Guilliman, to reroll 1s. So they've already fired all the shots. They had 2 Stormbolters right firing through the windows at the Immortals, and all other shots went at the Ghost Ark, even the missile launcher. Missile launcher hitting on 4s, and it missed every single shot. But this is how it turned out. There's 5 wounds on the Ghost Ark from the Stormbolters, so saving on 4s on the Ghost Ark. That's pretty good. Save 3, 2 go through, so 2 wounds on the Ghost Ark, so it's down to 12 wounds left. And then the Immortals through the window, they suffered 4 wounds. We're getting cover there, so we're saving on 2s for the Immortals. And that's a full clean sweep. Right, more shots on the Ghost Ark. I had the Rhino and this tactical squad rerolling 1s to wound and hit with Sicarius and the Lieutenant. Ended up with 4 wounds on the Ghost Ark, which we're going to have to save on 4s again. And we take another 2 wounds, so we're down to 10 wounds left on the Ghost Ark. More shots coming in on the Ghost Ark. We're going to have this Razorback's twin heavy bolter. It's got 6 shots, hitting on 3s because it didn't move. Right, 6 hits there, so needing 5s to wound because it's toughness 6. It gets 3, and it's AP -1, which forces us on a 5 save now. Okay, fill 2, 8 wounds left on the Ghost Ark. Second Razorback, double heavy bolter, again, going to get reroll 1s to hit and wound because of the combination, the command combination in the centre there. So 6 shots, once again. No rerolls necessary again, and needing 5s to wound. Rerolling 1s. So there's a 1. So just 1 wound, saving on a 5 again. Do not get it right, so another wound chipped off, 7 left on the Ghost Ark. Got long range shots from this squad of bolters, nothing but bolters going at the Triarch Stalker. Already had this Rhino fire its Stormbolter, didn't do anything, so it's all down to this massive squad here. Again, reroll all 1s because of the combination in the set. So bolt guns at long range, just 1 to reroll there. Okay, so 3 go a miss, and then 5s to wound against the Triarch Stalker. Again, rerolling 1s, 3 1s to reroll. Just 1 6, right. Triarch Stalker has a save of 3, so he's going to have to get that. Yeah, he does, right. No damage, but 9 bolters here. They're just a hair's whisker out of 12-inch range to the Triarch Stalker, so it's just long range shots here. Here they go, 9 shots. Again, rerolling 1s. That's better. And then 5s. Okay, so 1 to reroll. Alright, 2, make it. Right, here we go, save on 3. Get it, double 6. Right, we've got the Lieutenant here, he's got a combi grav, he's going to give that a shot into the Triarch Stalker. Hits on a 3, he gets it. Strength 5, so you need a 5 to wound? No. Right, so there's been no joy in the Triarch Stalker so far for the Ultramarines, so they're going to fire the last 2 bolt guns from the Honor Guard at the Ghost Ark. It's on 7 wounds. If they shave another one off, it means even in its next turn it'll be on its second bracket. Because of living metal, it will get it back up to 8 wounds left next turn, which means it would be back up the top tier. So if they can just shave another one off, it'll counter the oncoming living metal roll. So 2 bolt guns, rerolls 1s. Okay, there's 2 solid hits, 5s to wound. Oh, just go away. So fly off those bolt pistols, just deflected off the ancient. Right, that's all from the Ultramarine shooting phase. The Terminators are trying to charge through the wall onto the Immortals. Now, did the Overwatch? They've taken a wound. It's very good, that Mephrit code, dynastic code. It's able to get that crucial AP. So they've taken a wound. They're going to need a 9-inch charge to get in here. An 8.
6, we're going to do command reroll.
Yeah, command reroll. That's good. Terminators are in on a 10. Okay, so the Terminators have made the charge and they've piled in as well. It's worth noting that there's 2 stratagems have been used for the Ultramarines so far. Didn't get the command points back with the special warlord trait. Thought about using Signs of Guilliman here just to try and shear up first blood for themselves, but they're just going to try and do it without any aid. So they've got the Sergeant with the power sword first. He's got 3 attacks hitting on 3s. Gets them all. Might not need any assistance here. 4s to wound. 2 carefully laid blows on the Necrons. Right, 6s to save for the Immortals. 1 dies. Alright, lucky we've got a 6 there. Right, Power Fists to the 4. Right, so now there's 5 Terminators attacking with Power Fists, and the Chain Fist is going to be in white. So hitting on 4s. Okay, that should be enough. Right, there's 2 hits from the Chain Fist, 7 from the Power Fist, 2s all around to wound, and they're all wound. So that's definitely 2 dead off the Chain Fist, because the Chain Fist is AP -4, and then 6s to saves for these. Okay, they're all dead. So that's first blood to the Terminators. Didn't need Signs of Guilliman. They trusted in the Emperor, and he's delivered. Right, so the Terminators consolidate on towards the Ghost Ark. They're not within an inch. They could have, but they don't want to get within an inch of it because it would fight the Terminators. One's already on a wound, and even if it got a sly wound in there, that might be a Terminator dead. There's nothing in it for the Terminators to consolidate onto him. Can't block it up either because it's got the fly keyword, so it would just fly away anyway. So the Terminators don't want to risk even putting a wound on one of those Terminators who's already bleeding. So they're just going to stay just out of reach of it. There's a bit of tactical use from the Ultramarines there. Okay, so first turn for Necrons, they all move out. This is going to be one almighty turn for small arms fire for both sides. They line up across the street from the Ultramarines. It's time to open up the Necrons' turn for the shooting gallery. All machines basically go forward. We've got the Ghost Ark, moves forward 12. So does the Annihilation Barge. Triarch Stalker still goes forward. It's definitely worth mentioning that living metal, you regain a wound at the start of your turn. So the Triarch Stalker is back up to 8 wounds left, and so is the Ghost Ark. So they're back on full, well, this one is back on full movement. So it moves 12, and he's going to add his shots. Again, there's another Annihilation Barge in tow. So it's going to be really deadly, this, because some of the Necron stuff is in rapid fire range or half range. So with the Mephrit dynastic codes, that extra AP shot is going to be, or should be, devastating. We'll have to see when it comes. So the Immortals over here, they step down off the top of the crate in rapid fire range of the Terminators, and the Nightbringer Satan, he's lurking on the side of these Terminators. And so with the Nightbringer bearing down on these Terminators, he's going to do his powers of Satan. So it's now done at the end of the movement phase. So he's going to do Antimatter Meteor. On a 2+, it's D3 mortal wounds for these Terminators. It's a 2+, right, so it's D3 mortal wounds. One's already taken a wound, the Terminators, so let's see how many more shaved off. Just the one. So that is a Terminator killed. Okay, so it's time for the Gaze of Death from Mr. Nightbringer. he's gonna do his Gaze of Death. It's Assault D6. It's so deadly, this. Range 12, Assault D6 on these Terminators. Well, Tell you what, we're going to use a command reroll after we've talked it up so much. Here we go, command reroll. Oh! After such hype, he delivers us a 1.
Song as well.
Got a song, got the hype, got a 1. Right. Wasted command point. So he hits on a 2, it's ballistic skill 2. So he does hit, so it's not totally wasted. It's always wounds on a 2, and he gets that. So it's AP -4, so the Terminator's going to have to save an invulnerable 5. Oh.
That is so dangerous.
Well, that was just the biggest
Grab
anticlimax.
your nose in it, son.
Right. More seriously, these immortals, going to blow these away. No songs for them, just sheer death. Right, here we go. So, rapid fire, hitting on 3s, and we're in range 6 inches to the Lord, which means we get a reroll wounds of 1. That's what he does these days. So hitting on 3s against these Terminators, that is pretty good. Strength 5. So 3s to wound. And rerolling 1s because of the Lord. Here we go. Right, that is pretty good. Right, the AP -2, but with the Method Dynasty in rapid fire, the AP -3. So it all amounts to Terminator's going to have to save on the invulnerable 5. So there's 6 wounds. See what they do. So there's 2 saved and there's 4 failed. So there's 2 Terminators dropped. Flayed to death. Okay, there's still 4 Terminators left. So what we're going to do, if we just kill another one, that would make the Nightbringer's job a little bit easier. So we're going to try and kill another one with the Ghost Arc. So this is in rapid fire of the Terminators. 5 shots each side, rapid fire 5. So that's 20 shots coming at these Terminators. Hitting on 3s. So bit of a mixed bag there, mixed result. But it looks good. Alright, there's a lot of hits there. 4s to wound. That's very good. Only 4 fail. So that is 5, 6 wounds on the Terminators. Now, even vehicles get the Method Dynastic code, so these are at AP -2. So 4s to save on 6 dice. Right, so 3 save, 3 fail. So there's a Terminator gone and a wound on another. Okay, we have this 10-man warrior squad fire into this tactical squad here. Dropped 3 Ultramarines. That extra AP on their weapons being a close range is really working. So 3 go down out of that tactical squad. So now we're going to have the Annihilation Barge, this one. It's going to fire into the same squad. So 6s are what we're looking out for. Right, they're all hit, and the 2 6s give us an extra 4 hits. Just automatic hits. Pretty deadly. Right, 3s to wound on these Ultramarines. Right, it's 3 1s, so they go away. So that's a mammoth amount of hits. There's 9 wounds, and because we're at 12-inch range, this also gets the Method Dynasty rule. So there's an AP -1, so 9 to save on 4s. It's not a bad effort. There's 3 more Space Marines down. Through a couple left for that unit now. We've got the Tesla cannon underneath. It's 3 shots. Again, there's another 6. There's another 2 free hits. So we'll use that one that missed. So 4 hits in total. Strength 6, needing 3s again. Again, that's all of them. And it's AP -4. 4 to save, not a sausage. That's our full tactical squad gone. That was withering firepower. Going down the line here, we've got the Triarch Stalker. He's going to fire at the big, fresh squad of 10 Marines there. He's going to use his Heat Lance and he's going to use the Flamer variant of it. So this has changed from the index. It's now heavy 2d6 and the automatic hits like a flamer, like a heavy flamer. So we're getting 6 shots out of this one. It's pretty handsome. Right, and it's strength 5 still, AP -1. So this does not have the Method rule, so it stays at AP -1. So 3s to wound. Right, we get 3 wounds and you're saving on 5s because it's a profile of a heavy flamer. Right, there's 2 go down. Ultramarines are bleeding heavily. Okay, over here now we're going to do these Immortals. These are going to fire first because the longer range. So 5 Immortals going to fire at these Ultramarines who just came under fire. So hitting on 3s, and we'll get real 1s because the Triarch Stalker targeted them. So 4 hits. So these are strength 5, so needing 3s. So there's 3 wounds. These are AP -2 because they are Ghost Blasters. So there's
2 down.
2 down. Actually, there's 3 down because it's AP -2. So needing 5 to save and 3 drop again. Okay, we're going to do the big squad of warriors. So at the start of the turn, he put my will be done on this big squad. So they're at a +1 to hit, and then we're re-rolling 1s because the Triarch Stalker did target that same unit. So there's 20 at long range, and we'll re-roll 1s because we are hitting on 2s anyway. With my will be done. Right, that's pretty good. That's very good. So 4s to wound, and then we are re-rolling 1s to wound because the second in command is nearby. There's so many hits here, I'm finding it hard to pick these dice up. But here we go. 4s. Re-rolling 1s. This is out marining the Ultramarines with these re-rolls. Right, that is deadly. Right, so there's 7 wounds there. Ultramarines are saving on 4s at this range because it is AP -1 naturally, the gun. That is devastating. Just 2 saves, the whole squad's gone down. The Ultramarines are getting out Ultramarined. Okay, so in all the excitement, the Ultramarines forgot that they brought the Emperor, the standard of the Emperor Ascendant, to the table, and there he is. He could have been used all this time. So we're going to do this retrospectively. So this is how you fix a mistake. So here we go. We're going to do these warriors killed 3 Ultramarines there. So on 3+, they'll be triggered to shoot. So one of them gets triggered to shoot. So he's going to shoot back at the same squad, I think. So he's rapid firing. So he hits once, wounds once. So we need a save on a 4. Oop. We'll save it. Right. Then there's 7 more at the other. That were killed from the annihilation. So 7 have been tried to be triggered, all but 1. So 6 have been triggered, and they're going to fire at the warriors here. So 6 are going to rapid fire, or the ghost of these Ultramarines are going to rapid fire into the Necron warriors. So 3s to hit, and here we go. So re-rolling 1s because of Sicarius. Okay, and then 4s to wound, re-rolling 1s because of the lieutenant. So 3 1s to re-roll. Okay, so it's quite a lot. How many is that? It's 6. Because 3s don't count, so needing 4. So 6 wounds. Gonna have to save on 4s for these Necrons. Here we go. Right, so that's pretty deadly. We've lost 5 Necron. Right, so with warriors. The standard of the Emperor Ascendant, that's half that squad. That's pretty nasty stuff. And then 10 went down here. They're going to try and trigger themselves. So on 3+, they will come back from the dead to speak once more. 3s. So that's 8. They're going to get the fire. So what are they going to fire at then? Okay, so 8 rapid firing from the dead at the Triarch Stalker. And there's a pistol there as well. So reroll 1s because of Sicarius. Okay, so 2 misses out of all that, and then 5s needed against the Triarch Stalker. Right, reroll 1s for wounds because the lieutenant is nearby. This is a just reroll 1s best. This. Alright, there's a couple of wounds in there. I see 3. Is it just 3?
What do they need? 5.
5s. 4. There's 4 to save there. Alright, so 7 on 3s for the Triarch Stalker. Right, we take 2 wounds, so the Emperor, standard the Emperor Ascendant is pretty deadly. That's what we've learned today. It's pretty deadly when you remember it. Okay, so after that brief Ultramarines intermission there, interrupting the Necron's turn to have yet another shooting phase, we're back on with the Necron's destruction. So we're going to fire at Tigerius now that the path is cleared to him. The Ghost Ark will be firing at him, so he must have seen this coming in the future because he's put his prescience little rule on himself. He must have seen this somehow. Yeah, so we're at a -1 to hit him with the Ghost Ark, so we didn't see that one coming. So we've got 20 shots at rapid fire range, so let's see if we can just blow his face off anyway. So 4s to hit them, since he's that type of guy. So we've missed quite a few there. Wounded on a 4. Right, so not as many as we originally thought. So 5 wounds, and these are AP -2 with Method Dynasty. So, yeah, 5s. No, sorry, AP -2, so he's saving on 5s, yeah. Because he's got an armor save of 3, hasn't he? So here he goes, 5s to save. Will he live? Will he die?
3 wounds.
3 wounds, he's not dead yet. Alright, we're going to do the Tesla Destructor at him as well as the Underslung Cannon. We'll just need to blow his face off. He's at a -1. I'm going to have to check the Tesla rules here if you're at -1. Just check the Tesla rule, it's a 6+, so because we're at a -1 we can't possibly get any extra hits because of Tesla. So we're just going to have to blow him away the old-fashioned way. So hitting on 4s, this is the Tesla Destructor. And look at those 6s, that's a cock die. Right, so if only those were going to work, that would have been something special. Alright, so wound on 3s against Tigerius. That's we'll get reroll 1s because the Lord is right behind the Vehicle, so we'll get reroll 1s. So his new rule is welcome. Right, there's 4 wounds on Tigerius. So at close range, because we're half range, it's AP -1, so he's saving 4 on 4s. He's failed all 4. Tigerius goes off to the great gig in the sky.
Not before he makes the last ditch effort.
Yeah, he's going to try and do the Emperor Ascendant. He's remembered it this time, so on a 3+, he will speak again. No, he's gone for good. Alright, so that is the end of the shooting phase. All of the Necrons have fired. That was a pretty deadly turn, and did not expect the banner to do that much, and it did. So, it's down to slicing and dicing now. The Nightbringer, he's going to try and make his way in on the Terminators. He's got to come through the Overwatch first, so blue is Stormbolters, white is the missile. So just 1 hit from the Stormbolter. So needing a 5. No. Right, so the Nightbringer, he's in there, he's going to fight now. He's got 4 attacks, and he's using his scythe. Hits on 2s, gets them all, that's what we wanted to see. Wounds infantry or anything that's not a vehicle on a 2. Right, there's 3 wounds. It's 3 Terminators. Right, we're going to use a command point reroll because it's just so crucial. Yeah, right, there's 4 wounds. Down another command point now. So this is AP -4, so the Terminators are on there. Invulnerable. Saves. 3 fails and it's D6 damage each. So that there's no guarantee that we actually will kill all the Terminators here, but we've got every chance. So the first Terminator, unless we roll a 1. So he's dead. Second, he's dead, and the third is dead also. So that's a clean sweep from the scythe. Right, so after he's cleaned up those Terminators, he's moving on down the street, consolidates 3 inches towards the nearest enemy unit. So he's now approaching the Ultramarines. Ultramarines turn 2, and so much blood has been shed already, and still they go into the breach. All of the heroes are at the fore here. Just before we forget, we did do a leadership test for the Necron warriors there. They did pass, so they're still 5 strong over there. So the advance of the Ultramarine heroes goes forward. All of the Honor Guard, or formerly they were all Honor Guard, they're a range of people now, but they're leading the charge. Going to be heroes and try and take some of these Necron vehicles down. Cassius and his squad has advanced from the Rhino, or the Razorback in the backfield. They've gone 12 from that Rhino in total. So that's where they are now. More tactical, step forward. Going to try and clear off these warriors probably. The Rhino is probably going to get that signature charge that the Rhinos like to do now. And heavy bolters from the Razorbacks are primed and ready. So, here they go. The Ultramarines once more going to crash against the lines of these Necrons. The Ultramarines going to start a shooting phase with the Hunter in the back. Don't forget about it. There it is. It's going to shoot at the furthest Annihilation barge. So once again, we're going to play the special Necron stratagem. What's it called? Quantum deflection. So that helps us out when we do our quantum shielding. So it needs to hit first. Gets a 5. That's a solid hit. Right. So it needs a wound on a 3. Gets a wound in the distance. Right. So it's AP minus 3. These only save on a 4. So it goes straight through the armor. So do the damage. And the damage is 6.
Oh, no.
Well,
that's when you do it.
it's a formality. Well, it's a 1. Again, we didn't need that stratagem, but that just blocks. Because we rolled a 1, that's under the damage. That quantum shielding kicks in and absorbs that shot. Lovely. Right, the Rhino fires the Storm Bolter into the Annihilation Barge, rerolling 1s all around because of the Lieutenant and Sicarius. 2 wounds put on the Annihilation Barge, and we save on 4s, and we do. Lovely. Right, the Razorback in the distance is going to fire twin heavy bolters at the Ghost Ark in the distance. So 6 shots, hitting on 3s, gets 4. Now needs 5s to wound. Gets a single wound, right. It's AP minus 1, so save on a 5. Do not get it, right. So we're down to 7 wounds on that Ghost Ark now. So it is on its 2nd tier.
And the other one.
So another twin linked heavy bolter at the same Ghost Ark. Did not move, so hitting on 3s, so 5 hits. 5s again. There's 3 wounds, going to need to save on 5s. This Ghost Ark is teetering. 2 saves, that's strong, and then 1 fail, so 6 wounds left on the Ghost Ark. Right, this tactical squad now fires, so there was 4 of them rapid fired into the Annihilation Barge, and then the rest rapid fired into the Warriors. So there's 12 shots in total going at the Warriors, and 9 wounds need to be saved on 4s. That is pretty good, but we've lost 3. That's actually outstanding. So there's 2 left, and every one that hangs on gives us a chance to get our reanimation protocol back. And then the shots that fired at the Annihilation Barge, 1 wound. So we need to save on a 4. That saves, right. Nice. Okay, so Sicarius, he's going to try and shoot the Warriors. He's got his plasma pistol aimed and ready. Hits on a 2. Gets that hit. Needs a 3. Gets that wound. So no armor save. Just goes straight through the Warrior's head. So just 1 warrior left. Can he hold on? Right, just desperate to see that warrior off to try and block the incoming reanimation protocols. You can only fire 1 bolter from this company champion into this one, because the other one's blocked by the company champion of a different squad, and he's going to have to fire at the other big squad of Necrons. So
Necron.
1 bolter, and he's missed. He gets a reroll because of Sicarius. He does hit in the end. Needs a 4. Doesn't get it. That's a 2. Alright, so the other one is rapid firing into the other squad. Gets 2 hits. Gets 1 wound, and would save him on a 4. No, so we've lost a warrior out of the big 20-man squad. The Lieutenant's got his combi grav. He's going to pump those shots into the Triarch story. He's going to try and whittle this down. So only got 6 wounds left. So 2 rapid firing shots, both hit. Strength 5, he's needing 5s. Gets 1. It's AP minus 3, so saving on a 6. No, and then it's D3 damage. It's only a 1, so we can't roll under a 1, so that is, can't block that with the quantum shielding. So he's down to 5 wounds left now. Okay, with 5 wounds left on the Stalker, they're going to try the luck with some crack grenades. There's 3 characters in a row here, so they can all throw a crack grenade because they're individual units. So who's going to throw the crack grenade first?
Right. Okay, so how many wounds you got left?
5.
5 wounds, okay. So the Empress Champion?
Well, he's not an Empress champion, he's no
Yeah,
Black Templar.
The Chapter Champion.
Yeah. So he's hit on a 3, so it's strength 6, needing a 4. Does not get it, that's a 3. Alright, so the next guy.
That's the standard bearer.
Yeah, the Ancient. Gets a hit on a 3, needs a 4. Does get it this time, AP minus 1, so we're saving on a 4 for the Triarch Stalker. Do make it. Right, Apothecary, he's the last one to give it a go. He's hit. Needs a 4.
Wound.
Does not get it, that's a 2. Right, crack grenade's not working either. What can't be done by bolter and crack grenade must be done by blade now. Right, so it's the last chance to peg this warrior off. There's this Rhino, it's just there, can see the back of the warrior's head. The Rhino is almost blocking it, but he's got 2 shots on him. It's the last chance to see him off. Gets a reroll ones because of Sicarius. There's 2 hits. Forced to wound. Gets a single wound. It always comes down to a single dice roll. So here we go. On a 4+, this warrior will live and give his squad reanimation protocols for the next turn. If not, he's dead. And it all fades out. Oh! We're going to use a command point. We're going to have to. Command point reroll. Live! Ah! Every time I use a command point,
Never reroll
it's
a
a
1.
1. Well, there we go. So he's dead. The squad is never coming back. Okay, that's all for the shooting phase for the Ultramarines. They're going to roll up the sleeves now and get this done in combat. So this veteran squad's going to run in first. They're actually not veterans, what they're called? Chapter champions. Honor guard, okay. So they will feel the wrath of the Tesla. And if I roll only 6s, then it actually does give the extra 2 hits. So it's not like it was in 7th edition. I've looked all over in the FAQs and in the new profiles. If you roll a 6, it's just 2 hits. So Tesla still works in Overwatch, and work it will. So we'll get a hit, and that means it's extra 2. So 3s to wound on the Honor Guard. So just 1 wound, but it is AP -1 because of close range with the Mephrit thing. So that is a wound. And then we've got 3 shots from the underslung barrel, and no hits for that. So 1 wound. And they get right. The Honor Guard go in on the Annihilation Barge now. It's time to assault the Triarch Stalker. So if you just look at the way these champions are going about the business, everyone's pointing at it going, look, charge him. And he's going, no, look, you charge him. And then he's pointing and saying, look, you charge him. And the Apothecary goes, alright, then I'll do it. Because nobody wants to take on the double heavy flamer attack that's coming for Overwatch.
So it's the star in the Walking Dead. Death to the Doctors.
So they're shoving the Apothecary to the front of the queue, and he's going to take 2 heavy flamers on the chest.
Oh no.
So 8 automatic hits. Right, here we got 3s to wound. Not great, could have done better. He's only got 4 wounds but on his profile, but we've given him 5 to try and save. So he's saving on 4s. And let's see how he gets on. And he saved 3, well. And he's taken 2 wounds, so he's going to get through. Let's see if he actually makes his charge, or does he just falter in the wake of the flamer. See if he rolls. A 6, he should get there, that should be okay. So he's taken 2 wounds, he's going to have to heal himself back up. But he's going to pave the way for all those champions, all those cowards. Okay, so all the charges have been made, all the characters have gone in the way that they have. So we've got Sicarius, the Ancient, and the Lieutenant joined in the combat on this Triarch Stalker. And then the company champion, or the chapter champion, he's in on the Annihilation Barge. So we're going to fight the Honor Guard first. They've got power axes and bad intentions. So reroll 1s because of Sicarius. And still it is a 1. So 2 hit. So needing better than that. It is toughness 6, so no damage from those. It's up to the champion. So the chapter champion he's going to fight. He's got 4 attacks with a power sword and then a bonus attack with these little gladius. So he's hit them all. That was a strong attack. So strength user, so needing 5s all around here. Ooh, right, just 1 with the power sword. So it's AP -3. So saving on a 6. We do not do it. So we've dropped a wound, and that's 4 wounds left. Oh no, sorry, that's a fresh wound on that one. We're thinking about the Triarch Stalker. So these have got 8 wounds, it's got 7 wounds left now. Okay, we're going to jump over to this combat now. We've got the Lieutenant with a Power Fist. He's hitting on a -1, but he gets a reroll 1. He's hit thrice because he does naturally hit on 2s. So he's needing 3s to wound. Gets reroll 1s because of his own benefit. Okay, he's landed all 3. These are, yeah, the score save of 3, it's AP -3, so 7 on 6 for this one. We shouldn't have had a save of 6 on that one, but it didn't matter anyway because we didn't get it. But 6 is to save on this Triarch Stalker for sure. And not all 3 go through, so it is D3 damage apiece. And there's a 2, 2 and a 2. So So that will see it off unless we get quantum shielding in combat. Right, you do get quantum shielding in combat. So those are damage 2 attacks, each one of those. So if I even roll 1-1, which should be easy for me, then I will survive. So first one, let's do one at a time. Get some drama going to it. Nope, that's 2 damage. That's 2 damage. Need a 1. No, it's 2 damage. Right, so it does go down. Does it explode? Does not explode. Okay, so as you saw, the Triarch Stalker does not explode, but it's in the new rules. It has got the explodes rule. It didn't formerly, but now it does. So that's why we took that roll. But anyway, it doesn't explode. And then all of the characters who were fighting it or were fighting it, because they did charge, you can consolidate. So they've piled in to the nearest unit. They can't fight it because they didn't declare it as a charge. And then the Annihilation Barge attacks the Honor Guard, but misses all of its attacks. So that is the end of the assault phase. The Rhino did not want to charge anything because, again, with these having the fly keyword, they would just peel off the combat like nothing happened, and doesn't want to take any silly wounds in the Overwatch for no gain. So the Rhino stays put now that those warriors are gone. So that is the end of the Ultramarines' turn. They've brought down the first Necron asset. Right, Necron turn 2, the brutality will continue. So first things first, we do My Will Be Done. We're doing it on the big unit of 19 now. Couldn't reanimate the warrior that was slain previously. And what else we've done? Oh yes, we've done all of our living metal heals, so this is about to full strength. The Ghost Arc is 1 away from being full strength, but it's still on its second tier, so that will be hitting on a 4 in the distance. Other than that, we've surrounded the command center in the center. All the characters are exposed. It's going to be a shooting gallery here. So the Lord steps over. This is of note because he gives everyone rerolls of 1 to wound within 6. This Immortal squad, this Warrior squad, and this Immortal squad here are going to reroll to wound rolls of 1. It's going to be potent stuff. This Warrior squad gets out of the Ghost Arc before the Ghost Arc moves on down the street. Again, more deadly shots. And then the vehicle that they were wrapped up with, because it's got the fly keyword, it just simply flies away. And then it can shoot, because that's what the benefit of the keyword fly gives you. So another big thing is the Satan has moved over 8 inches. He's made sure he's closer to the chapter Ancient than anything else. So he will now perform the Antimatter Meteor on a 2+. It's D3 mortal wounds. It's D3 mortal wounds. Here he goes. 2 on the chapter, or the company. No, it's a chapter standard. So he's taking 2 wounds. Okay, so we're going to go into the shooting phase now. It is the Gaze of Death. We're going to do that on the same guy with the banner. Getting 3 looks at him, I suppose. Could blink at him 3 times. So hits on a 2. Gets all 3. Wounds on a 2. Gets all 3 again. So it's AP -4. Does he have an invulnerable save at all, this guy?
No.
No, so he's just dead, I think. Okay, he's not dead just yet. He's got a 2+ armor save. So it's AP -4. So he's saving on 6s. And it's D3 damage each. So he needs to save as many as he can here. 6s to save. He makes 1. So he's not... Yes, he is dead because he's already taken 2 wounds. Those other 2 wounds go through. Doesn't matter about the D3 damage. The chapter colours have fallen.
We'll go for a command reroll. Desperate.
Command reroll, wow. He's going to do 6, doesn't get it. The colours go down.
Get a command roll.
We just get the command point back with the Ultramarines trait, but the colours have fallen. Okay, so we'll start the shooting gallery after that omen of the colours going down. The Ghost Arc fires rapid fire into the Honor Guard. 8 wounds, and again with the Mephrit Dynasty code, it's AP -2. So they're saving on 4s, and that is those 2 brave souls
Eradicated.
back into the warm embrace of the Emperor. Okay, more Ultramarine ghost attacks. The Banner Bearer, he could actually trigger himself when he died, and he's got a crack grenade, so he's going to try and throw on 3+. He'll trigger himself. Yeah, try again. So he does trigger, so he's going to need to hit in a 3.
Try again.
Okay, he does hit with his crack grenade, and this is on the Satan. So he's toughness 7, so you're going to need a 5 to wound. See if we can roll another one of those 5s or 6s. So 5 to wound with that crack grenade. No, but you just get real ones because of the lieutenant, even in death. No, so his grenade doesn't work from beyond the grave. Still doesn't work. Okay, so we found ourselves in a rules situation here. So in the normal edition of 8th edition, I could not target Sicarius, but with the chapter approved and FAQs in play, no longer can you protect characters using characters. So if there's a cluster of characters like this, you can just target whoever. So Sicarius cannot hide behind that apothecary. He took the Overwatch, but he can't take all of these to the face. So here we go. Let's blow Sicarius away. We're going to use all of these guys. There's 19 of them. They're going to rat a fire into Sicarius. We're hitting on 2s because of my will be done. And we're rerolling 1s to wound. Let's just see what we'll get and then we'll hand it over to Sicarius. Okay, after the massive volley of hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s, in rat of fire, and the Mephrit Dynasty being AP -2, there's 14 wounds on Sicarius. He's got to save on 4s with it being AP -2. Right, give that one a reroll. That one is in the gutter. Alright, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's dead with 2 to spare. Sicarius, the Warlord.
Another turn in hospital.
Yeah, drops down dead right next to the colours in a poetic fashion. Okay, Sicarius is gone and the Lieutenant is sure to follow. We fired this squad of Immortals at them. 3 were in rapid fire range, so we've ended up with 3 wounds at AP -3 because of the Dynasty codes, and then 1 wound at AP -2 because he wasn't in range for that benefit. So he doesn't have an invulnerable save, so he's saving on 6s on 3 dice. So he's taking 3 wounds and then a further wound. He's going to need to save on a 5. Okay. Okay, fails that one. He goes away as well. Brutal, brutal stuff from the Necrons. Okay, the Apothecary is next to join the long line of dead. The Staff of Light and then the Immortals just finish him off, and then it's down to the company, the chapter champion. We'll blast him with this squad here, but he only takes 2 wounds. He's got 2 left. He's hanging on, but the Satan looms. Right, we're going to move on. We're going to do the Ghost Arc at this squad of Marines here, see what we can pick up. We're at a -1 now because of the damage. Okay, well, we've had the Ghost Arc fire at this squad, only killed 1, even with the AP -2 close range business. Incredible saves for those Ultramarines, so they're hanging on. They've seen the death and destruction in the centre. They hunker down and somehow survive that volley. But now we're going to fire this Annihilation Barge. We're going to try and take out the veterans who've made their way over. They've got all the close combat business. We're going to have to see those go down. You can't run around with a banner on your back pole and not
attract attention.
Okay, well, we've finished our shooting phase. We've shot absolutely everything. There was an eye-watering amount of firepower coming through. This shot into the veterans killed 4, but the sergeant held on, and we shot at him again with the other Annihilation Barge with the underslung cannon. Again he saved, and then we fired the top gun at the Tactical Marines. Again, a lot of wounds, but saved them all. There was 9 in total and only lost 2. That's pretty good for the Ultramarines. They're finally starting to hold against all of that really damaging firepower. Yeah, feel a bit bad about blowing the Ultramarines away just wholesale like
You
this.
feel bad.
but then again we don't, because, you know, they kicked the crap out of the Night Lords the last time, so the Night Lords have tipped them off somehow on how to beat the Ultramarines. So we're going to go on to charging, and we're going to do the him into him. Can't remember the names. The Nightbringer. Here he goes. He's in on a big 10.
Not before I throw a crack grenade at him.
He's out of range. He's not within 6. Anyway, he's missed anyway, even if he was in range. So in he goes. So he's got 4 attacks. Hits on 2s. We'll put him down. Oh, perhaps not. Only 2 hits. Wounds on 2s. Gets them both. It's AP -4. You need a double 6 to cling on to your life here. You need a double 6. You need to summon a double 6 for the love of Gulliman. He's dead.
Okay, I'm going to play only in death does duty end.
Okay, so for honour of the chapter, he will stand his ground and make one final blow with the stratagem. Here he goes. He's got 4 attacks with the power sword and 1 Diddy attack with his gladius. Hitting on 2s. He gets them all. Could he go out in style? This is the hard part. He's going to need 5s to wound. This is just pure bravery. He's filled them all. There's a cock die. Reroll that one.
So cool.
Have another go. No, right. Not one single blow lands. He was brave. He tried, but ultimately his head was lopped off by that scythe. Okay, so that is the end of the Necron's turn. So only one man stands in the ring of death. Total annihilation in the centre there. All characters lost. There's a victory point for killing the Warlord, so it's 1s each now for Ultramarines getting first blood. Necrons respond by slaying the Warlord. Okay, turn 3 for the Ultramarines. So much has happened, so many people have died. They've had to get desperate now. The tactical squad that was here have jumped into the Rhino that was here, has moved all the way down flat out, trying to make weight, trying to get that line breaker point. This is where the deployment starts for the Necrons, so they're just on the cusp there. They might be able to get in there. There's an objective that they'll try and steal from the Necrons, but I don't think it'll happen, but they're desperate. This Rhino has picked up the 2 characters, Cassius and the Champion, and they've sped off down the road here. They're going to try and bolster this opportunity of this objective over here. And then the Razorback, he is just holding this objective, holding, and then the Rhinos try and make a blockade of the oncoming Ghost Ark around there, try and stop it getting that objective, but it's going to be nigh on impossible because that's got the fly keyword and just fly over those tanks. So there's the Ghost Ark encroaching on the Ultramarine space there, and there's the objective, just dangerously close to Necron hands. So, and then there were none. There's no tacticals to shoot. It's just Stormbolters at the ready. No, Stormbolters can't fire because they move flat out. It's just the heavy bolters, and that move flat out. So it's just that one. So just one set of heavy bolters, and that's going at the Ghost Ark in the distance. So 6 shots, gets 3, needs 5, gets 2. Right, saving on 5s, AP -1. We'll make 1, fail 1. So even that just 1 wound is pretty crucial, because in our next turn we'd be back up to full strength when the living metal rule kicks in. But okay, this Rhino, I forgot, it didn't actually move flat out. It's only moved 12 from over there, but it still fired on 4s against the Annihilation Barge, but couldn't get those wounds on a 5. These being toughness 6 is pretty handy. So that is all from the Ultramarines. The game is just all of a sudden really starting to speed up now. The desperate Ultramarines are making a scramble for these objectives. Okay, the devastation of the Ultramarines continues. The Necrons have put together some protocols to try and block all of the Ultramarines' ambitions here. So first things first, My Will Be Done is played onto the Warriors, and they advance all the way over to this objective. We'll put more bodies on this objective. It'll stop the Ultramarines scoring it. Full stop. There's no way they're going to get more objective secured troops on an objective than them. The Immortals have moved on to this objective just to secure that one, and then the characters have moved with that big squad as well. The Immortals from here have just stepped over. They're going to do some shots as well. Annihilation Barge, that's going to shoot down some vehicles. Even the Satans come over for a look. This is going to contribute some fire. And then the Annihilation Barge from up here has moved down It's going to contest this objective. We can't hold it, but we can block the Ultramarines from having it because it's vehicle central there. So we'll contest that one. We'll probably add some firepower over to here if we can crack this open and have a look at Cassius. I'm sure the Satan will have words. And over here there was a Necron warrior squad here. They got into the Ghost Ark, then the Ghost Ark moved flat out, or advanced rather, all the way over here. So we're contesting this objective at the moment. In the next turn this is loaded full of troops, so we can just deploy on that objective and claim that one from the Ultramarines. So it's not a good day for the Ultramarines at all. They've been nearly wiped out wholesale. It's just the vehicles hanging on now, and even they're being counted. Okay, so the Satan, at the end of the movement phase, he's going to do antimatter meteor on the Rhino. On a 2+, yes, it's D3 mortal wounds. It's the full 3, right? So the Rhino already starting to give. Okay, we've done all of the Necron shooting. Everything fired at this Rhino. It took everything, and it's finally died. The last thing to shoot at it was this, at close range with a Mephrit, AP -1, just finally saw it through. Fired this, the Annihilation Barge in the background, the Immortals on route of fire, the Immortals in the distance, even a Staff of Light because it's an assault weapon. And actually we've still got the Gaze of Death from the Satan. We're hoping we'll crack it open and Gaze of Death what's inside. So we've done it. On a 6 it's going to explode. If you want to have a roll of that, see if you can take the Necrons out in spite. You want to try that again? No. Right, so the Rhino goes down. There's 2 people on board. There's Cassius and the Sergeant. Ones are going to kill someone. So they both get out unscathed. The Rhino just explodes, but nobody died. So Cassius and the Sergeant get out to the far side of the Rhino, and they're trying to make that charge of the Satan even longer, and Cassius has pushed that Sergeant to the front. Does not want to take that Gaze of Death. So here comes the Gaze of Death, and D6. How many shots do we get? 5. He's really having a good look at them this time. Hits on 2s. This is all on the Sergeant because he can't target Cassius. So there's only 3 hits. Wounds on a 2, and that's him gone. AP -4. No save whatsoever. So it's just Cassius, and he stands alone. Right, we're going straight onto the fight phase. So the Satan is going to charge Cassius. Cassius is going to overwatch with these Mastercrafted Boulder and Flamer, so both barrels. So the combi, I don't believe he's hit twice. 5s to wound. Gets 1 wound. It's damage 2 this one, so I'll be saving on a 4. Vulnerable 4. Alright, Satan takes first 2 wounds. Deadly. Right, so that's 2 wounds put on the Satan so far. Shouldn't really be surprised because Cassius absolutely hit Xenos. He's going to give it his Flamer now. D6. So 3 automatic hits, and you're going to need 5s to there you go. 5s to wound. And there's another 2. Right, invulnerable 4s to the rescue for the Satan. Gets them both. Matches with the double 6. Right, so it is a it's a 7-inch charge he's going to have to make, and it's another double 6. Right, he's in. Here we go on Cassius, the fight of the ages. So we'll just strike with the Satan first, of course. So he's hitting on 2s. Oh, it's cocked out. Try that again. Oh no! Right, we're going to use our last command point to reroll one of these ones. Oh, it's happened every time. Reroll to a 1. Horrible. Right, we're wound on 2s. This could be a bad day fighting such a hero as Cassius, but we've wounded twice. So Cassius is going to have to rely on his invulnerable save. Go on. He gets them both. Right, Cassius will fight back. What a hero. Right, Cassius is going to fight back. He's got 3 attacks hitting on 2. He gets a reroll. Doesn't need any rerolls. So these need 5s. And the damage 2 each. So just 1. It's going to cause 2 damage if we don't get the invulnerable 4 save. We do, right, so the Satan absorbs Cassius' attack. So it's a fight to a stalemate there. Okay, so that is the end of Necron's turn 3. But it's not just yet. The Ultramarines are going to play honour the chapter with the last 3 command points. They're going to give it a go. Cassius is going to give it one last go, because it will be the last go. The Ultramarines are going to decide to concede whatever happens to Cassius here. There's just no way they can come back. This Rhino might move on and score line breaker, which is probable. but that's just 1 point. The Necrons would counter that with their own line breaker over here and here, and then of course we're contesting this objective. We'll probably get that one in our next turn anyway. All we'll have to do is deploy the Necron warriors with objective secured, and they would take that one. We've got that one in the background. The Necron Lord would go over just to bolster that in case anything happened to them. And of course we've got all the bodies here that would block the Ultramarines objective secured. So the Ultramarines are just going to pack it in there, but not before Cassius uses the last 3 command points for Honor the Chapter. He's going to fight again. He needs a clean sweep here, and he could kill the Satan. So he's got 3 attacks. So go on, 2s to hit. He's got them all. And then he needs 5s to wound with his Crozius. Hits those Xenos. He's got 1. So it's not going to kill the Satan. Let's see if it puts any wounds on him. Right, so 7 or 4. We'll get it anyway, right? So the Satan denies the last attempt at glory for the Ultramarines. Okay, so that is the end. That's the first time I've used the Necrons in 8th edition. Last time I used them was back in the glory days of the Jacurian detachments, where Necrons were unbeatable just about. But didn't know what to expect this time with these new rules, and they were durable, but in a different sense. They were just incredible with the firepower as they were back in 7th edition. That Mephrit Dynasty one was pretty lethal. I'm sure the other ones will be pretty lethal as well, but that one was the one that caught me eye. So we'll probably give some more of the dynasties a trip out. We'll not just stick with Mephrit, we'll give the other ones a go. Might even play more of a Cryptech, a Canatech style army. I've got a few spiders and all the creatures, the metal creatures. Give those a go, see how those go. And but I think the star unit for this one was probably the Ghost Arcs. Just 20 shots at close range with the Mephrit Dynasty with AP minus, with an extra AP -1, making them AP -2, was pretty deadly. And they've got the mobility, so all the things that you may scoff at, like the Annihilation barges, they have got good weapon profile. Obviously the Tesla Destructor is pretty good, and they don't seem that durable, but they can go unnoticed, and what they really do is they can just go around the battlefield pretty fast, and they're pretty durable, and they can take those objectives and just keep pushing forward. Yeah, so I think that's about it. That was a good showing, I think, for the Necrons. Bad day at the office for the Ultramarines, but that's the way it goes.